bring that back so that people are aware of, the attractions and the restaurants for that matter, in terms of bundling them together and getting them to talk together. So that's what today's about. Chrissy, sorry, you better keep going because I've started on it already.
Okay, we'll get started now. So yeah, like James said, today is about looking at working together so that we can create products that people look at and they go, oh, I better go to Mackay and stay a few days because I've got a few things to do. Pretty much it's that simple. All these sessions that we're doing have been funded by local buying foundations. So we've got a few left, and we're sort of leaving these ones to basically just getting particular groups together to discuss, things like this, the packaging and bundling and that, so that we can, at least get that discussion started so that we can make things start happening. So I'll hand it over to James.
Yes, so we've done, I think, this is number 7 or 8 of these, and what we found was when we did one with we did a couple with the motels and corporate hotels, exactly that feedback, that they didn't know what was around for a number of reasons. One is they've been busy. Secondly, a lot of people have been concentrating on the corporate market, and the third thing is that there's not, on the other side of it, there's not been a lot of sales calls done because the attractions are quite small, and getting out amongst the businesses is a bit hard. So we thought, wouldn't it be great if we brought a few of them into a Zoom meeting and got the attractions to say what they've got, and we'll record all of that so that we know it's great that we've got all the people online. We know there's no good time to do this in terms of times of the day, but we do have it recorded, and we can then send it out to the others as well. So, and I think, it's an opportunity perhaps to just keep that going in terms of seeing what bundling and packaging can be done and we'll do the same thing with the restaurants. Because the restaurants, I know we had a lot of motels who don't have restaurants or do only have them certain days, saying we don't know what's open, when they're open, and so forth. So, this is a real good opportunity to connect people, I think. Chrissy?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And like I said, just the whole COVID things has sort of made us a little bit isolated in our own little, whether it be a hotel or business. So, I mean, ideally, we can't wait to all actually get together again and put on a fabulous networking event and we can all talk face to face. But I think businesses need to be actioning now. So we're not waiting till then. That's why we're putting on these sessions for everyone. So James, we actually, from our attractions, we've got Amanda from Wake House Australia. We've got Peter Bonanno from Action Charters. We've got Ian Mason from Serena Sugar Shed. Caneland, the representative from Caneland wasn't able to make it, but I've got a little bit of information to share with everybody on just, who their clientele is, who's coming from out of town, that sort of thing. So I'll leave it with you, James, to speak with everyone.
Okay, and with Caneland, it's really interesting because we've spoken to quite a few groups, and they said, you'd be surprised the number of people that come down from, say, Ely Beach to go shopping, or from Moranbah and so forth to come in. And so we were talking about the opportunities to, again, package that up so that, people come down for a weekend, stay for a Saturday night, go and do some shopping, have the kids go and do something at the attractions, go to a restaurant, So rather than people just doing a day trip, let's extend it so that it becomes a whole weekend. So for those from the attraction side of things, we might ask you to do a little spiel on what you've got, anything new and different. I'm not picking favourites, but Alta is in my screen on the left-hand side there with those wonderful looking go-kart machines in the background. So perhaps you could tell us a bit about your product and what you're doing.
Thank you very much, James. So we are indoor go-karting, and we are located in the old Marathon building at City Gates. So we have karts that's suitable for all ages. So we have adult karts, which is a 270cc. It's a fast kart. It's the blue ones in the back there. And we have a junior kart. It's 160cc. They're short wheelbase, so we can have it from ages 7 and up, as long as they're 1.2 meters tall to be able to reach the pedals. And then we also have a dual-seater car for ages 4 to 10, so they can go on a race with their parents. And also people with special needs can go into the dual cart with them. So people normally come here, they either come for one race, which will take about half an hour for the whole process. Sometimes they come for 2 to 3 races. Yesterday I had a guy here, he came in for the first time ever, and he walked out after 6 races. And he had a whale of a time. So it's different from person to person. But there's something for everybody from all ages to really just come and have fun. Our track is not like anything that most people have ever been on before. My husband is actually a karter for the past 30 years, and he designed the track in such a way that it's high adrenaline. So there's lots of twists and turns. Your time that you're on a track, you engage the whole time. So it's a busy track. It's not really getting bored on a track. You're going all the time.
Not a circuit that you go round and round. It's quite different.
Yeah. And like I said, we had some guys here from Brisbane and from Melbourne, and they all said it's something very different from anything that they've ever been up there. So yeah, so that's good.
That's fabulous. So if I want to come, how do I book?
You can either book by ringing us, or you can book on our Facebook website, or if you go onto Google, there's a link that says book there. So you can either do that. A lot of people don't book, they just walk in and don't really mind the wait. So it's either or. During the school holidays, we'll be open every day from 10 o'clock till 8 o'clock at night. When school's not on, we only open certain days, but all the information is available on our website and on Google and Facebook.
Excellent. Did anybody want to ask Alta any questions?
Yes, this is Rashna here. What is the average time people normally would spend? Did you say half an hour to 1 hour?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. All right. No, I just want to make a note of that. Thank you.
And Alta, do you have, old-fashioned, do you have brochures at all that you can put into the accommodation places?
Yes, I do. I have been going around and trying to deliver some. Good. But obviously I haven't got around to everybody yet, but we do have quite a bit of brochures, so I'll try and get some more out, but people are welcome to send me an email to remind me to just get the brochure to you as soon as possible. So yes, we do have quite a bit of brochures.
If anyone would like some brochures, pop it in the chat bar, and then I'll just I'll be able to send an email to Alta with who would like some brochures on that, on those.
Thanks, that's really good.
That looks very cool, especially that you're saying people from out of town are going, they haven't, done something like that. So that it's a bit different.
Yeah, which is good, because a lot of people go past and say, yeah, it's a small track or something, but until they're actually on the track, they realize the difference and why it is the way it is.
Do you have a cafe there or catering?
We do have a little kiosk. We just basically get some cold drinks and some crisps and snacks. Yep.
If I was coming with a little group, do you organise any sort of catering?
I can, if you request. Yes, we have function rooms which we can do birthday parties and big functions and so on. And we normally arrange with 3 Cheeses Pizza, and they normally bring us some pizzas over if people want some pizzas. So yeah.
Excellent, but you wouldn't be able to use those function rooms at the moment. Are you able to use them with the COVID restrictions?
Not at the moment, because it will all fall under gatherings. At the moment, we're not really using them. At the moment, it's more just in and out, basically, so people don't stay too much time here, because we're still on the 20 maximum limit of people as well. Yeah. So people basically just come in, have their race, and then go on again.
Yeah.
So yeah.
We did our staff Christmas party there last year, Alta, and it was really good. We didn't use the function room, but I know the staff, I had trouble dragging them out of the carts in the end.
That's good to know.
Yeah, especially if people have got a group coming to stay in their hotel,
Yeah.
in their accommodation. It's just something else that you can offer for while they're here. Add it to your list of, you know, the attractions.
Also, I'm just thinking outside the square. I'm based in Sydney, and I've worked in events for the best part of my life. But we could even, like, not just thinking COVID-19, but we could also do some team building packages. Would that be something of interest to you?
Yeah, no,
Like
that sounds
corporate
good.
team building packages that, I mean, I don't know the proximity from Mantra Mackay to your venue, but yeah, we just need to think how we can get people there and then back to the hotel.
Rashna, it's very close to where the Nebo Road Visitor Information Centre is.
Okay, so
Yeah.
we've also got the Nebo pub, which falls under sort of the Mandala Hospitality Group. Is that where is it close to that?
Which pub?
The Nebo pub.
Nebo pub.
Yes. On Nebo Road. Let me just, I haven't.
Are you talking about the Boomerang or?
No, it is on Nebo Road. It's sort of a very rustic pub slash motel. Is that somewhere where it is?
I'm just trying to think of what you're talking about.
It's called the Nebo Hotel.
Not at Nebo.
Yes, yes.
Oh,
A little
that's
bit
a
away.
long way away.
Oh, okay. All right. Sorry, I am a Sydney sider, so I have no idea.
That's okay. It's actually at a place called Nebo, but we're on Nebo Road here. It's a bit
Right.
confusing.
Okay. All right.
But the whole team building thing, good idea.
Yep. Okay.
All right.
Alta on, she might go around for us with the iPhone going and record it, the track, or a GoPro or something. We could see what it looks like. Or perhaps Chrissy, you could do that.
Sounds like fun. Alta, did you have that session with Talita from 8 Seconds?
Yes, I had it. Yeah, that was good.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, so a bit of visual, I think, would be great for us to be able to see what's happening, you know, in your advertising.
Yeah, we do have some like video clips and things that we put on Facebook. And
Okay.
we also have on our website, we also have a little bit of a video clip just for people to see racing around. So, yeah.
All right. Hey, everybody, let's go on Facebook and follow Sidetracks. So we get a few more followers happening there. There we go.
Thanks.
That's one way we can help you right at the moment.
Absolutely. Done.
Done.
Go to Amanda now, perhaps.
Amanda?
Yep, sorry. Yes, so we decided to just close Wednesdays and Thursdays.
Amanda, can you let everybody know where you're from?
Oh, sorry,
and
Wake House Australia from Wake Park in Andergrove. So the wakeboarding is back operational. We're closing 2 days a week, just Wednesdays and Thursdays. We picked the middle of the week because we figure if people are driving through or spending long weekends, the middle of the week would be our best chance at not missing tourists in the region. However, we will open every day of Queensland school holidays. So we have a 20-person per limit capacity at the moment. And we're just working through how we can extend that. However, I think, you know, usually through the winter months, that's pretty manageable for our size of our park. The aqua park is gone, and at this point, it won't be reopening this year. However, that could change, and I'll keep everyone up to date with that. But with the wakeboarding, from the minimum age is 6 years. So from 6 to 12 years of age, we have a special class, and it will be every day of school holidays. It's called Grom Squad. The whole family loves this class because the parents come down, have brekkie, watch the kids wakeboard. They always have a good time. we have a little golf cart going around the lake, you know, picking the kids up in the little spots that they fall off. And it's really tailored to those little ones of that age group. And then everyone else can go into sessions that we have like every hour. So 11 o'clock every day is a slow speed, which is easier if they haven't wakeboarded before. And then 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock are our full speed sessions, which there's normally some really good riders around the place. So we, you know, families might decide to stay on, eat at the cafe, have a pizza, picnic around the lake and watch the activity.
Excellent.
Is it, sorry, I just got to...
I'm putting your name in there.
Yeah, Rashna, it is. So
great. Yeah, they loved it. I know exactly where you are.
Awesome. So the park itself, so nothing's really changed other than the aqua park, but we do have an event coming up as well in at the end of September, October school holidays, which is what I was speaking to Chrissy about a little bit. Rumble on the Reef, if anyone's familiar with that, is the Australian Skateboarding Championships. And we are now, or those guys are trying to expand that event over the whole 2 weeks of the holidays and make it like a X Games of Mackay or a action sports festival. So the wakeboarding will start around the 23rd of September and the 24th and go into the 25th and 26th with different activations that they will have organised at the skate bowl. And then we will have wakeboarding on the 1st and 2nd of October, which is a Thursday, Friday. The people that are already, we haven't opened our registrations to competitors yet, but we already have interest from about 50 people, competitors outside of the region. And they are really interested to come up for the whole week prior to practice. So there's probably some good opportunities there to try and get them staying. Rumble on the Reef have a couple of preferred hoteliers, but we're going to need more at this stage from what I can see. But I'll know better numbers by the end of July around that particular event.
Amanda, can you send us more information on this
event? Yeah, for sure. There's also the state championships of kite surfing happening out at Lambert's Beach on the 2nd or 3rd of October. So and they're trying to get BMX to fit in between all of that. So both ourselves and the skate park have really good prize money, which we think will really draw the guys out of Southeast Queensland. And so I think the accommodation's really going to be over those 2 weeks of school holidays. I think, is QME still going ahead, Chrissy, around that time as well?
At this stage, yeah. They're not sure on what sort of capacity they can hold, but so far so good.
Yeah. So we've got a couple of different plans in place around capacity and just how we might change our schedule of events and drag it out a little bit and have a lot more gaps in the middle of them. So that way then we can do multiple roles of 100 people if we need to. But I think it's leaning towards going to stage 4 by that time, which would be nice, which will make it a little bit easier. But I know the skateboarding and myself are pretty committed to making it work either way.
And plus, we just haven't had anything for so long. I think we're going to have, local people and, that 400-kilometre drive market who's had nothing, being able to, get into town, and hopefully we can have some of our accommodation providers, like we said, bundling up with restaurateurs and with the extra activities that we've got going on. So it just makes it a really attractive proposition to come here.
And we have like a week pass with wakeboarding, and that's what I feel like would be good to bundle up, you know, for people who are looking at staying that longer term. I don't know if it's maybe too long, but it's certainly better value if they're going to come a couple of days in a row, or if they're looking to do multiple activities over a week, you know.
What about for people who are just saying 2 nights, looking for just to like do a once of, they've never tried it, they've got a couple of kids. How do they contact you?
Yeah, so all of our bookings are done on our website, and that's something I'm just trying to figure out how I make that easy with packaging, because with our website, they sign their disclaimers and their waivers, everything electronically, so that we have that record when they come down to the park. So that process is nice and easy if they're just booking direct. But we just want to, that's where I'm trying to figure out what I do with packaging. That might be a bit further down the track, but at the moment, everything's online.
Any ideas? Anybody who owns a hotel, or James?
It does get a bit complex at times. I think probably the first step is what we would call bundling. So, you know, it's a matter of then the hotels putting concepts out, and the same as Mackay Tourism, so some ideas to do for a weekend or for kids or holidays. So we put those products in there. They're not necessarily sold through a single point, which is the packaging type idea. But I think at the first stage, the bundling one would be a good way to go about it. It depends on what system you're using. I know I've been, we talked earlier about the NT and the packaging there. They do Book Easy, which I know Mackay Tourism has. I think there are a few challenges with it, but they're trying to work through so they can make it an easy system. So that's one of the good things that's come out of COVID, is that things that have been talked about for a long time finally are actually having to be put into place.
Yeah, so just on that, James, one of our properties, which is in Bateman's Bay, down the south coast in New South Wales, and it's a very popular destination for families and kids. So I've recently packaged something with experiences. So for a family, they go to Mogo Zoo, and then they also do a kayak hire for 2. So the way what we have done is we are just giving them vouchers when they make the booking. And then we let, for something like forms and all where people have to sign the disclaimers, we just pass on that information once we get the booking back to the provider, back to the attraction provider, and then they send them the forms and everything to be signed off. So that could be a way moving forward.
Good. So you're actually being the packager in that case.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, so we have put the packages on our website. As soon as people book, we pass on the information to the kayaking place, and then they do all the bookings and sending the forms and everything else. And when they arrive at the hotel, we just give them the passes, the vouchers to use at the attractions.
Good.
And that compressor can turn off if it's not over 100. Just shut it off.
Well, thank you so much for that. That's great. Any more questions at all on?
Yes. Amanda, do you still have paddle boards there?
So yes, so we've just launched stand-up paddle boards in the mornings only. So from 7 till about 7 till 9, we can do it when the wakeboarding's not happening during school holidays. But normally in the week it would be 7 till 11. So we've got stand-up paddle boards, and we're just thinking we might get some kayaks because of the cooler weather. Kayaks might be a little bit nicer for some people. Yeah.
And that's sort of a nice sort of safe spot for people to have their first attempt at stand-up paddleboarding. And I mean, at the moment, the weather's just like brilliant.
Oh, it's so beautiful out here. Like, yeah. It's really pretty at the moment. And the water temp's like 22 degrees, so it's not even cold yet.
All right, there's another activity that we just found.
Good.
Excuse me.
Chrissy.
If we've got no more questions for Amanda, we might move on to you, Peter, to tell us about your new product.
Yes, so I'm Peter from Action Charters. We're basically a fishing charter company, and we've just recently taken on whale watching. We thought there might be a bit of a market here in Mackay for it. We've noticed over the years the whale numbers are getting more and more every year, so yeah, we thought we'd give it a go. Basically, we're offering half-day and full-day trips for the whales. So 4 hours for a half-day, and then a full day will be 8 hours. And then your fishing charters, well, they're all full-day trips, so generally leave quite early in the mornings, and we'll return by 5 p.m. On those charters, everything's included, so your bait, tackle, fishing rods, lunch and drinks. So you basically just got to get on board, and we do the rest. For the adults, they're allowed to bring their own alcohol if they wish, as a lot of fishermen tend to. So yeah, we're basically just, the company's been quite quiet, I think, in the previous years, and I've only just started with them this year, and we really want to get our name back out there. And even in the last few months, we've had a lot of interest. We've finally got a green light to go, so we are taking bookings now. With first charters next weekend, which we're very excited about. And yeah, we want to open up. I've lived here my whole life, and I've fished here my whole life and worked on boats out of Mackay. We know the islands around here are absolutely amazing. A lot of people go to Early Beach, and I think they just miss Mackay. Brampton and Scorefell Islands and Keswick, they're all really amazing and have some amazing beaches. So we do want to get into even offering day trips out to the islands with families, swimming and snorkeling. So yeah, we're quite open to what we can do, and yeah, want to get into it.
That's great. So you've had a couple of questions there on the chat. One is the name of the organisation for people.
Name of the organisation is Action Charters.
Right. And how do people make bookings, and do you have brochures and a website and so forth?
We do indeed. We have I have a heap of brochures which I can hand out at any time. Website is www.actioncharters.com.au, where you can book, or you can also just buy a voucher for people and give it out as a gift. And then our Facebook pages and everything, you'll find our numbers along with our website. So yeah, you can call or email. I can put the email and phone number up in the chat if everyone likes. But yes, I've got plenty of brochures.
I think there's some people asking for brochures already. So if you want to brochures again, just put it on chat, or later on go direct or through Chrissy.
Yeah.
Where do you leave from?
We leave from Mackay Marina.
Right. Okay.
So in and out of Mackay. Yeah.
Good. Any questions for Peter?
Did you say how many people can fit on the boats?
No, I didn't. So we do have two boats. One's 25 foot and one's 30 foot. On the 25, we can take 4 passengers, and on the 30, we can take 5. And they'll be accompanied by myself and 1 crew member.
I take it you can take more once COVID is gone.
No, we can't. That's the limit on the boats, yeah, sadly. So they're not massive boats, big center consoles with big engines. So they're designed to go fast and get out to these islands rather quickly. We do have a bit of a stretch of water we have to cross to get to where we fish and to get to the island. So large engines that go fast and get us there fast, and everyone can enjoy a longer day out there.
I paddleboard, went on a paddleboard past it the other day. Yeah, they've got very big engines.
They do. They burn a bit of fuel.
I bet you they do. So do you organise anything after it, like with I don't know, like a lunch at the lighthouse or anything like that after it, or?
We don't yet. It is something we had a discussion about this week, actually. And I know up in Cairns, the whole tourism, all the dive boats and stuff do have deals such as that. When everyone gets back, we're obviously dropping them off here at the marina. So it would be perfect for one of the pubs or eateries out here to do a deal like that. And we're certainly interested in it. So yeah, we'd like to, for sure.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, it just seems like it sort of, you go on that and you'd get off and you'd feel like a nice cold beer and something to eat.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Mantra would be fantastic for accommodation. Obviously, they're right here.
Yeah, I just sent you a message, Peter. So definitely keen to do something, and we could maybe even do a little, esky to take away, like a little packed lunch or something like that. So I will give you a call and see what best we can do and how we can come up with a package to work with you on that.
Yeah, absolutely. So we do supply a lunch, but it is something we're looking at the moment, trying to see what we're going to get. In the past, they've done just packages from Subway and stuff, but I'd rather get some decent food, really. So we'll definitely like to talk about that.
And using some local produce, that would be even better.
Yeah, for sure.
Well done, Chrissy.
So Peter, do you guys book individual people onto it, or is it like a charter scenario where they got to book the whole thing out?
We do both. Obviously, if you're booking individuals, it does get difficult if you lose a couple, like we can't obviously go.
Yeah.
So we always prefer a group. It makes it a hell of a lot easier, but we do put together trips, and I'll get couples from here and there, or a son and father, and we'll try and put them together and make the trip go ahead for sure.
Okay.
But your chartered, your corporate charter kind of thing, a group, they're always a lot easier, I guess. They always go ahead because no one pulls out on you.
Yeah.
So a big thing with us is just weather. Obviously, the ocean gets quite rough, so we don't go out in anything over 15 knots, as it's just not comfortable in the boats. And so we always try to book as much as we can in advance, and then kind of the week coming up to it, we'll know what the weather's doing and we'll confirm with everyone from there. And that can be a bit of a tricky part for us, is just the weather, and something that's out of our control, and we just got to work around it.
Peter, I saw Ian Mason had a question up there. Do you do non-fishing charters? And I think you mentioned earlier you just you'll do a couple of sightseeing trips out around the islands.
Yeah, absolutely. So we can do either half-day whale trips, which is more sightseeing, which plan is to head out towards Bailey Island, and then we'll just cruise around for 4 hours basically, and then head back in. Or you have the option to do a full-day island trip, where we can have a swim at Scorfell Island and laze around on the beach if you wish, or we can just go and check out the islands. We're happy to customise any of the trips to suit what people want to do. We know the region and we know all the islands and the reefs, so yeah, we customise a trip to suit.
Do you have snorkeling available, or snorkeling gear or anything like that?
We do have some gear, yeah. We're going to be getting a lot more of it if we get a bit more interest around these day trips. It's not something they've done in the past, but it's certainly easy enough to do. So yeah, we would like to, for sure.
Very good. Seems like there's a ton of potential there.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a really good option to package that.
Yeah, we're definitely interested in talking about packages and trying to make something happen, especially coming up to this school holidays.
Mm-hmm. Chrissy, would you be able to send us all the numbers and everything else for us to speak to them later on?
Is everybody happy for me just to share each other's details? Everyone happy with that? If anyone isn't, just put no in the chat bar, and then other than that, we can go, I'll know that everybody's happy with that. How's that sound? We might introduce, did anybody want to ask any questions to Peter? No? All right, well, we might introduce Ian now. There you go, James, take it away.
Ian, welcome. How long have you been there, Ian?
4 weeks.
4 weeks, so great.
Good to see you again, James.
Yes, mate, it's been a long time.
It has been a very long time.
Fraser Coast with Larry.
I was.
Yes.
And then Damien. Yep.
And then Damien, yes. So Ian's got great experience in regional tourism and then gone on and done other things since then. So he's now at the Sugar Shed. And I think whilst the Sugar Shed's been around for a while, it's a good time to remind people of what you've got there and to have the opportunity to start seeing if we can get some of this bundling and packaging happening.
Very happy to, James. And hi, Chrissy, and hi, everybody. Thank you for the invitation to attend. And it's lovely to meet you all by online. Hopefully we'll get to face-to-face at some stage. So on the 15th of June, we decided to reopen in full, which means that the tours and the cafe were open. The gift shop had been open for about a month or so, I believe, basically because being council made a commitment to keep all the staff on. So we took the opportunity to do maintenance on a lot of the distilling equipment and do a lick of paint and do some deep cleaning. So that was a good opportunity. So yeah, as I said, reopened on the 15th of June. We initially did 3 tours just for social distancing, just to keep people, we didn't want the congregation at the end of the tours. So instead of having an hour and a half, so the tours are 1 hour. We've also modified the tour a bit. I'll talk about our COVID-19 updates in a tick. So we decided to do 3 tours and we sort of monitored that fairly closely last week and this week. And the demand was really good, selling out quite a number of our tours. So we're down to a maximum of 12 at the moment, instead of the 25 that we were able to have prior to COVID. That's mainly because for those who have been here, you know that our inside the shed where we look at the equipment and things like that, it's fairly tight. As it is, people are not really adhering to the social distancing, which is a bit disappointing, but we've got a gazillion signs up. The tour guides mention it 3 or 4 times during the tour. So there's not much more we can do about that. I attended the ATEC webinar on Monday, and basically the advice was as long as we're doing everything that we reasonably can, any people who decide to not practice social distancing, they're technically they're in breach, not us, as long as we've taken all reasonable precautions. So it's been a little bit disappointing from that perspective, but like everybody else, we're constricted at the moment to the 20 on site. So that means if we have 12 on the tour, we can really only have 8 people in the gift shop or in other areas. So I think with school holidays coming up, it's going to be a real test of that. So we'll be monitoring that quite closely. We're certainly hoping to get my COVID safe plan done so we could have the 20 in designated areas, but with one thing or another that didn't quite get done. So we might look at that after the school holidays. We have to run with what we've got. So as of Saturday, though, we're going back to the 4 tours a day. So we have a maximum capacity of 48 across the tours, across the 4 tours, 12 on each tour. Then we're going to run in the times that we were running before. So that's 9:30 a.m., 11 a.m., 12:30 and 2 p.m. So 9:30, 11, 12:30 and 2, which is the tours that we're running prior to COVID. So we have reduced that down to 1.5 hours between the tours. So we have to sort of manage that as best we can. So as far as COVID, as I said, maximum of 12 on the tours and 20 on site in total. So if we've got 12 on the tour, there's only 8 in the gift shop. So we'll just have to see how that goes. Obviously, we've got hand soap dispensers everywhere. We've got signage, as I said before, gazillion signs up. Touchless, contactless payments. We've got signs asking them not to handle the merchandise too much, the bottles of rum, and let our staff help. And So we've done everything that we practically can, I think. We've got the Queensland Health COVID checklist all signed off and displayed, but just not the QTIC COVID safe plan. So,
can you tell us what people, just because there's some newbies on the group, and what we've been finding is that there's been turnover of staff and so forth, just go through what people might see on a tour there, just some highlights of that?
Yeah, so the tour is about an hour long, James, and we're lucky enough to have some equipment donated to us, so a couple of harvesters and some equipment that was part of the heritage of sugarcane farming in North Queensland. I believe one of the harvesters were built in Bundaberg, but some of them were local ingenuity. So we take them through that and explain, I learnt there's actually 180 varieties of sugarcane. So not just those, I believe there's actually 30 in this actual area. So it's not, all sugarcane is not the same, as I've learned. So we go through that. And then when we have our umbrellas for outdoor, so we can lend umbrellas for either sun or for light rain. The tour guides have a porta pack, so it shouldn't be a problem with volume. Then we take them into the distillery area. We actually, not the distilling that they actually see, it's the actual crushing. And now that the crushing season has begun, we'll be getting a little bit of caning ourselves. We have a miniature mill. I think probably from next week we'll be able to start the miniature mill. So I'll actually take them through the actual little milling process. We only get, on the tour, we only get to the stage of producing sugarcane juice, or sugarcane syrup, I should say, sorry. So we actually get to produce sugarcane syrup. Before COVID, participants were able to taste the sugarcane, taste the molasses, but obviously for safety precautions, we've taken that part out. But we've got little vials that we show them of, the different stages of the milling, what the raw sugar comes, how it's muddied and how it gets clarified and then comes out as the raw product before it gets refined in various places. There's a DVD that we show them along the way. And then we take them into the tasting area. So for kids, so we do accept families, obviously a very strong market for us. So for the kids, they get some fairy floss. And then for the adults, they get to taste our range of award-winning liqueurs, rums, butterscotch snaps. And then hopefully they'll go through and purchase some of those in our gift shop. So we also sell a range of chutneys and sauces, which are made on site. So we've got chili jams, tomato relish, we've got onion relish. We've got probably about 8 or 9 in our range now. We also make ice cream, moose scoop ice cream on site as well. So we've probably got about 8 flavours of that. So a lot of local produce. We're certainly keen to look at partnering, packaging and bundling on the proviso that we are reviewing everything at the moment. So we're going to make sure everything we do is targeted right through from the stock that we carry. And obviously we do have a local focus. So our intention is to stock local providors and local food suppliers. So, but we are undertaking, a review and an audit of all that. It won't be an overnight thing. It'll take, maybe 3 to 6 months. So there'll be a lot more in this space. But certainly, if anyone's got any interest, let's have a chat, and we can see what we can do.
Right, Ian. Any questions for Ian?
Do many of the restaurants use your products in their restaurants, whether it be rum or whether it be, like your condiments and that sort of thing? To be perfectly honest, I don't know, Chrissy. We do have some outlets on our, so in terms of restaurants, I don't know that question. I don't know the answer to that question. I can certainly find out, of course. But we do have some external outlets, and that's just being updated on the website as we literally speak. We sent a review of that. So there are some on the website now, but we've had some changes to that.
So there are some places in the Mackay region where our products can be purchased, but I'm not aware of it being purchased in those quantities for use in food. So obviously that's a great angle that we can sort of look towards.
A couple of the hotels that are on at the moment have, restaurants as part of their hotel. That's why I thought.
Sure. Yeah, no, that's great. I appreciate that, Chrissy. It's a really good thing. I mean, we'd love to start thinking about that. I mean, that's the sort of stuff we want to do. Want to support the region, support the other operators and the other producers in the region. So, bookings on our website, www.serenasugarshed.com.au. Except for the mates rates. Mates rates, we don't have the capacity on our booking system to separate out the mates rates. So that's a direct phone call. So our mates rates in the package with Mackay Tourism and Tourism with Sundays is a free child entry for every adult booked. So that's not automatically applied. They have to mention mates rates, and as I said, that's only done by a phone call. So, but we've certainly increased the mates rates on our social media platforms, and we've had a couple of inquiries today, which is good. So we're keen to make sure that everyone holidays here and stays here.
Right.
Fabulous. Has anybody got any questions for Ian? I'm just going to pull up this email from Caneland. We weren't able to have a representative today. They're both busy, but I just want to let everybody know hang on, just give me a second and I'll find this. I was going to print it out before this, but that didn't quite happen. Here we go. So this is sort of some numbers coming out of Caneland so that you know where their customers are coming from. So 54.5% of the customer proportion is from outside the total trade area. This trade area extends up to Airlie Beach, west to Glendon, and south roughly to St. Lawrence. Although it sounds like a large section of our customer base, it translates to 13.8% of the total centre spend. They did, of course, prior to all this, the Germans were one of their top visitor groups to the region, as we all know, but and they even had German language options on their directory boards already for when the big borders open up again. And Caneland, Sarah Louise, who's the marketing manager, said they were literally just talking yesterday about some sort of collaboration with tourism business in the region to support domestic tourism. So, and she said they're open to ideas. So there's just another opportunity for people because, they have events there, they hold promotions. So it's just another little opportunity for everybody, I would imagine.
Good, thanks, Chrissy. And as I said early in the discussion, there are people that come down from Airlie, from Moranborough and so forth, right round, and it's that opportunity if they're coming down. Doesn't matter if it's a weekend or not, but to be able to make a trip of it, not just a day trip, but to put it into a real weekend with some other bits and pieces.
I'll send with that email after this. I'll send out the recording, and I'll also put the details of Sarah, the marketing manager from Caneland, in there because she certainly wants to have a chat because they're only just starting to chat about it now.
So Chrissy, just on that, what sort of events do they do? Like, how can we? I'm just thinking of ways of collaborating, and how can we do that? Like, what would work with them?
Well, back in the day before COVID. They do a lot of children's activities during the school holidays. They do fashion events, with gardening and plants. Like they do a whole realm of things. And of course, they're wanting to get people into their shopping centre. So they've got to create these sort of opportunities that make people want to go there, and sometimes they might have a celebrity, definitely things around definitely a lot around that school holiday time. But yeah, so I would imagine they're like everybody else at the moment, totally revisiting their events strategy and what they can do to, you know, like increase that visitation to their shopping centres. So I'll get Sarah, you'll be able to contact her directly, but I'll definitely get them to keep us up to date with what's happening, you know, moving forward, so that we know their events calendar.
Okay, sounds good.
Mm.
Good. And as I say, you know, for those that live in big centres, going shopping is something you do normally. If you're living in a small centre and don't have a good shopping centre, then it's a real trip away to do that. Do a bit of retail therapy, go to shops that you don't have in your own town, and as I say, the opportunity to try and sell that shopping trip to be more than just a shopping trip, to make it a real getaway for a night or so.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of ways to collaborate. Maybe a gift card of some sort.
Yes.
Or booking accommodation, like a come and spend $25 free, something like that. I'm just trying to think if they book a package or.
So Chrissy's got the contact for the marketing manager, so that would probably be your first stop, I think, in terms of that.
Yeah,
absolutely. And Sarah's worked at Harriet Park, and I've worked with her on different things over the years, but particularly that they were just talking yesterday about developing things with tourism businesses. That's probably a nice time to like contact them already. Ian's got here, maybe we could do a tourism week at Caneland's pop-up stand for a week. Nice. Good. I'll let Taz know.
All right. Do you want to do a wrap up, Chrissy? I think it's been a great session, and I'm talking to the board later on this afternoon about, you know, how we get more attractions and whatever involved. And this has been a really good session in terms of, you know, when we've got new attractions, we need to keep them. We need to keep them busy. We need to have that connection and communication. And I think, you know, that's all part of it. So I'll be pushing through to the board of Mackay Tourism that Chrissy should be doing that full time out on the road. Oh no, sorry, Chrissy. No.
Thanks for another job yet again.
No, but you know, it's an important part of it is to say it's great. We need new attraction, but we need to think about how we support them. So I'll move that into my presentation.
Excellent. Yeah, and I think we were just talking the other day about the attractions that we were having, and you know, because fishing was such a huge one. So I've still got to get to the tackle shops and that, and work out if anybody's, you know, hiring out fishing equipment, or anybody's more than welcome to go do that and let me know.
Yeah, as well as Peter's Charters.
Yeah, excellent. All right then, thank you everybody for taking your time to be on here. We always really appreciate it, and it certainly got this conversation started. We found out there are some attractions out there that we didn't even know, and if anybody finds out anything that I don't know, please share with us, because, you know, this is only as good as everybody sort of communicates it, I suppose. So thanks again, James.
Thank you.
Another good session, and hopefully we really want to see everybody in person very soon. And again, thank you to Local Buying Foundation. So farewell today. Everybody have a great weekend, and we'll let you know when the next ones are on.
Thanks a lot. Thanks, Chrissy.
Thank you.
Thank
you very much. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks.